What's up, guys? It's Sam and Taylor.
And we want you to put your shoes on,
Pop open that energy drink.
and go.
Nice.
Delicious. Welcome back to another episode. I'm Taylor.
And I'm Sam.
This week is so exciting because we have such a cool guest on. We haven't had a guest in like 3 weeks. So very exciting. But also we're with Lindsay Arnold this week, who is a pro from Dancing with the Stars, which is crazy because I grew up on Dancing with the Stars. I love Dancing with the Stars. Like, I've gone to the live shows. Like, my mom is like geeking like over this. She's like, oh my God, no fucking way. She's very excited. So it's gonna be really good talking about like her dance background and her new like fitness journey. She's coming out with her own app, which is cool. We love other fitness girlies doing businesswoman things. So that's cool. She's a mom, so much. So we're gonna talk about that. But first, we have a lot of fun things to talk about.
Yes.
Just funny.
No, like,
Just us being hilarious.
like I've come to the realization the best part, which you guys can all agree on, is the catch up. Like, I feel like over the last like 2 months, 3 months, we've connected so much with you guys on a different level, where on other platforms, it's like there's like little side jokes and little side things that like don't fully get mentioned on other platforms, but here we know that you guys like listen and then it gets brought up somewhere else, and I'm like, I really like that.
Yeah. For me, it's also because you can't comment on a podcast, which is the only
Facts.
downfall of like posting the clips on TikTok, because it's all love when we're in our little community, and then TikTok people are just like, ugh. Like,
Yeah.
because you know what it is on TikTok? They don't realize that, hello, we talked for an hour. You're missing 90% of the context.
I know. I kind of like that I don't log on to the podcast and like look at the comments, especially on TikTok. Like the TikTok guys, if you guys want just like a laugh by like gym bros, like toxic gym bros that just hate women.
It's all gym bro.
Literally,
Actually, there's some girls in there
okay,
too, and
yeah,
it's
some
like
girls.
ew, but it's mostly toxic gym
But
bros.
like, if you just want to laugh, go to the podcast Instagram or the podcast TikTok and just look at the comments. They're so funny. Like, low key, like I know how to piss off a man.
Yeah. Well, there was so in the clip of you talking about how the guy had a girlfriend of 2 years that you saw at the bar.
Oh, I didn't even see that one.
Okay, so that one has like 50K views. Whatever. Some slight. And someone's like, and watch, you'll continue to go for guys like that. You didn't go for guys like that. You started talking to someone at a bar. Like, it's because they have this podcast was an hour long. You didn't go out of your way to go for someone with a girlfriend.
I'm going
You
to the
met
bar to
the
find
guy.
them.
You
The
met the
boyfriend.
guy at a bar. Just people like reaching these scenarios. I'm like, you shouldn't go for a guy like anything. You started talking to him at a bar.
No,
like, you
literally.
just need to like. It's so crazy. Also, you know where people are nasty? YouTube Shorts.
Yeah, I don't really use YouTube Shorts.
You should. They're like. It's really easy to get. Not easy,
I
but
made
like.
a sump with YouTube, not gonna lie. Like, I did a whole rant on my YouTube video that's coming out this week, and I was just like in my feels. I was like, I just like am not.
I
having
like
it.
YouTube a lot. It's just I stopped because it's hard for me to get the balance of like my TikTok was gone, so like that was a whole like other platform I didn't have to worry about. So 2 a week was like I didn't have TikToks to make,
Yeah.
so like I could vlog, and now it's like. Okay, like I'd rather maybe film like getting ready TikTok, or I'd rather like do that for TikTok.
Me too.
And then it's like, but there's YouTube videos. Like YouTube is such a space I feel like to grow on. But anyways, my point being with what I'm talking about YouTube, I posted a short of me. It said like stop training like a bitch, and it's me in the gym pushing all my last reps on a leg day, being like in pain. Just motivational, trying to get people to like just like better themselves as I do. I got like 300,000 views. I posted this in August, and like it's recent that like it's getting all these comments of people being like, stop telling people to hurt themselves, like lighten the weight and focus on form, babe. So many girls just like that. Focus on form, babe. Those are all my last reps of every set. None of them my form's even like bad. I don't know if they're talking about the fact of that like, because like one of them is my RDL and it's my last set, and I literally dropped the weights on the ground. It's like, guys, that was my last rep. They're vicious in the comments of that YouTube Shorts, let me tell you. Like, they're really like on my case, like, stop telling other people how to work out. I'm like, what?
Speaking of haters, I want to say this right now, and me and Taylor got in like a conversation about this. Like, so I posted on my story like a screenshot of like a conversation with a girl, kind of similar thing, like said like, oh my God, like horrible form, like what the fuck, like humble yourself more. So I just respond back with like, oh my God, you sound miserable. It's your sadness is like really projecting. And someone, like, I screenshotted it and posted on my Snapchat story. Someone was like, oh my God, like, don't respond hate with hate. It's never going to solve anything. I am sorry, but if you do not stick up for yourself, like, I'm all about sticking up for yourself, okay? If someone's going to send hate your way, not necessarily send hate back, but, like, give a little bit of, like, a boost back at them. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm not going to just let that slide, especially just because we have a platform doesn't mean I can't speak up. And, like, the person saying that was like, you don't know their, like, their situation in life. And it's like, okay, well, that person doesn't know mine either.
Yeah.
Social media is so fake. Like, I'm not going to be, like, showing 100% of my entire life. Like, you don't know my situation at all.
Because I think what I find funny is people are like, well, you put yourself on the internet so you're giving people the right to either like you or not like you. But as a consumer of social media, if I don't like someone, I just don't engage. Like, to me, it's like I engage with who I like, and I just don't engage with people I don't like unless they're being, like, horrible and deserve, like, I don't even know, like, unless it's some Kanye West shit, like, okay, then I'll engage. Yeah, like, right? Because that's, like, unless it's something literally so horrible that someone's doing, I just don't engage if I don't like you. If I don't like you, don't engage. If I do like you, I'll throw a like. I'll watch your whole video.
I just think this whole world is just so fucking soft, and it, like, really bothers me because it's like I've just always grown up with, like, I have brothers. I have, like, 8 fucking boy cousins. Obviously, like, my dad too. Like, I've just been growing up, like, around, like, a boy environment. Like, I played ice hockey. I played, like, just, like, shit talk and, like, sticking up for yourself is just so big, like, in, like, the way I grew up. So, like, mass holes, literally fucking mass holes. So it's like I'm not gonna be, like, sensitive or soft around other people, like, just because they can't handle it. Like, take the heat if you're gonna give the heat. That's just how I am.
If you can't take the heat, get out the kitchen.
Yeah. So that's just how I am. And if you can't handle it, and, like, I'm not gonna fake myself on social media to, like, make other people happy. Like, oh my God, don't be posting about that. Like, don't stick up for yourself.
Yeah.
What? Anyways, I got a few things. Taylor, do you even, like, do lists? I don't even know.
I wrote
sometimes. Sometimes I look at Taylor. I'm like, Taylor, stop talking. Write that down. You're like,
yeah, that's normally when I write it down. I have one thing on my list. They're always so funny because the way like, the title just says podcast and then it says Meet Girl. So
oh my God.
So Meet Girl is because I posted how I've been getting short acrylics. This energy drink, I feel like I'm gonna burp. Hold on.
No, please don't.
All good. I didn't want to burp on the mic. That'd be so gross. Anyways, I posted how I get short acrylics now because recently really long nails, just something about it really gets under my skin. Like, they really bother me when I have them. I like them the first day and then I literally rip them off. So I posted, I was like, I've been getting short acrylics because I hate long nails, but my nails will break if they're natural because my nails will grow really long, but in the gym and just using them, I will break a natural nail and I will pick off the nail polish. So acrylics really stay on. So it's a perfect balance. I can get them short, whatever. This girl's like, your nails probably break because you're vegan and you don't get enough nutrients. I'm like, no, my nails grow so long. Like, your nails and your hair are both, like, keratin, like, healthy nails, healthy hair kind of go hand in hand. Like, I have such long, healthy hair. Like, my nails and my hair are not an issue. I'm not lacking in that sense because I'm vegan. I'm like, no, it's just, like, in the gym, like, I'll be breaking nails. And she's like, well, I went carnivore and I used to have that issue and now I don't. And I'm like, okay, I don't really know what to tell you. And then she sent me, like, an Instagram of someone to follow. Her Instagram was like meat and butter girl, like some shit like that. I don't even know. Then I blocked her because it's like a whole girl, like, posting like all her pictures are like these raw steaks, and it's like, that's so disrespectful of you to just throw that account in my DMs. I don't want to fucking see that because I don't talk about me being vegan a lot, but, like, it is something that I hold very fucking close to my heart. And, like, don't send me pictures of people fucking, like, eating raw steaks. I don't want to see it. Why'd you send that to me? So I blocked her. And she might have taken that as harsh because I don't think she meant maliciousness, which, I mean, she did. Like, I think it's rude and I think it's disrespectful because, like, why'd you send me that? I clearly don't eat meat. You're not going to convince me in my DMs to be a carnivore. But it's like, why would you do that? Like, if I'm trying to think, like, any other moral stance someone took in their life, I wouldn't send them an account and be like, here, maybe follow this, the direct, like, opposite of what you feel.
Yeah.
Like, here's
unless you're a carnivore, then I'm gonna say the opposite.
But like even then, like I don't DM like the carnivore that we know.
No, yeah,
like,
I don't
vegan
DM them, but I'm
accounts.
just like so against carnivore.
But that's not even a moral thing.
No, I know.
I'm vegan for a moral.
No,
like,
I'm not.
that's, like,
It's mine's not moral at all. I just
like if you're not carnivore for a moral standpoint, you're a carnivore because you think it's healthy. Like I'm vegan morally. Like it's my like ethical decision.
Mm-hmm.
She just really fucking pissed me off. Like I just hate when people are like, you break a nail because you're vegan. I break a nail because I lift weights, fucker. Like what are you talking about?
My nails are so long right now.
Like
I'm
my
gonna have to
nails,
trim them.
I had long nails in high school. I'd always have gel on my natural nails, and my nails were insanely long. Guess what? I didn't eat meat in high school either. Like I just wasn't in the gym.
Yeah. I want to get into this weekend because we had literally so much fun with our other friends.
I was like, what did we do this weekend? This weekend
Oh,
was
guys.
fun.
So this weekend we like have a friend group. So if you want to throw it back to like literally my birthday month, like that whole time of our lifespan, we had a different like guy friend group because we didn't know like our really good friends now. So out of nowhere, one of our friends texted me and he was like, hey, like what are you doing this weekend? We're having a Christmas cocktail party. Like you should totally come. And I'm like, me and Taylor, we weren't really planning on like going out, but we were like, okay.
I was.
Yeah, kind of. We were gonna do like cocktail drinks, but I wasn't planning on going fucking crazy, and because I've been on a bender, and I was like, you know what? Let's go. We haven't seen these boys in forever, and it was such a time. Like I had so much fun. We started at their apartment, which was like on Riverside, which was like an area we don't really go to that often, and literally last time we were there was Memorial Day, which was in May.
Yeah,
and we had a lot of fun. We were pre-gaming with them, playing card games and whatnot. And then we ended up going to like the actual cocktail party, which was not fun at all. It reminded me.
Oh my God. No, I felt secondhand embarrassment for the girl throwing it.
No, it literally reminded me of like a business, like after work
Yeah.
Christmas party.
Yeah, and we're all like, guys, like something like crazy. I was like, should I dance on the table? And they're
Yeah.
like, yeah.
But, like,
yeah, go dance on the
It was bad because it was like the overhead lights were on. Like it was like in the lobby of an apartment complex, like in like the whole like lobby area type thing. Not like the lobby, but
like the shared like room you can like rent out. Like those rooms.
But it was on the first floor, and usually those are like on the like rooftop. So we're like in a basement of like an apartment complex, but like the overhead lights are on. There's Christmas cookies on the counter. There's this fruit punch that we are welcome to have, but it's basically empty.
It's
there's
like elevator music too.
Yeah, elevator
it's like
music.
quiet.
And like just like a lot of like really older people. Like all the men were like in their 30s. Like there's no way they were not.
So old.
No, okay, but like for like us, like that's old. So like we like our group rolled up in 3 Ubers, so like around like 15 of us.
Oh yeah, we were deep. We had like
we
a
were
lot
deep.
of people.
We were the party when we showed up. We were like, holy shit! Like, and then so we all like migrated to one side of like the party, quote unquote, going on. And I'm just like, all right, you know what? Like, we brought 2 handles, so I'm just sitting there in like the booth with like a few of the guys, and I'm like, let's just get fucked up right now. And we're literally just like taking back shots like every 2 seconds.
You were taking shots?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
jeez, I just had 1 beer.
And I was just like, but they weren't really doing anything because it was like one of them was only 12%. It was like the raspberry one. I don't even know what it was called, but we were having like peanut butter and jelly shots. One of them was like
it was screwball and whatever the other
which was
shit
peanut butter flavored, and then the raspberry thing, which was like some like weird, like it was kind of like Bailey's but like raspberry. So it was like on the thicker side,
liqueur.
and like and like not as strong in the alcohol. So like we were like mixing them together and like taking shots of it. So like it wasn't like a full shot, but it was still like gotta like.
I didn't know you were doing that.
So we're all just sitting there doing that, and then we're also chasing it with whipped cream and like just.
Wow, I had a totally different night than you did.
Totally different because you were stuck in like 5 conversations.
Well, I was enjoying my other conversation, not the one with the man that wanted to talk to me. I was talking to oh my god, what was her fucking name?
Caitlin? I don't know. Let's not name drop on the here either.
Well, I don't know. Well, I just felt bad because I forgot her name. I was talking to her.
Yeah.
And the guy I was talking to them for like so long.
Yeah. Anyways, so then later in the night, I'm just like, I'm feeling myself. I'm a little drunk. We're dancing around like at like bee's knees and fucking cat's pajamas. And I just look at Taylor and I go, I really want to kiss that guy. It's like one of our guy friends.
Yeah. Because the thing is, when you're 2 girls going out with a bunch of guys and 2 good looking girls, if I if I dare say. It's kind of like, should you cause trouble? Like, should you? Because, like, they'll probably, like, do whatever you want. So it's
And, like,
should you cause a ruckus or shouldn't you? And it's like, why not?
I'm just like a little bit traumatized from men at the moment. So like I'm going around this entire friend group and I'm like asking all my guy friends. I'm like, does he have a girlfriend? Does he have a girlfriend? Every single one of them asked 3 people, said no. So I'm like, full send. So I go over there and I just like give him a little not like physically, like I just like show him. I go like
What a little air kiss.
like air kiss, and then he gave me an air kiss back. So then I was like, okay, full send. So then I just go in for the actual little peck, and I was like, and then it turns out like he had a girlfriend. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm not even kidding. I don't know what it is. Like, I got so depressed like in that moment. I was like, I literally hate men. You cannot trust a single fucking guy. I've had it up to here, like with men, and I just can't do it anymore. I'm like literally traumatized.
I actually like. I really do like feel bad because I really don't get what's happening.
No, like it's like, either I have really shit ass luck or like I really don't know. And like I'm not gonna lie, like it's literally making me depressed because it's making me not trust men, and then it's also making me not want to put myself out there because one, when you put yourself out there, you're like obviously putting yourself in a vulnerable situation as is, and then it just like the bag gets fumbled so quickly because either the guy has a boyfriend or a girlfriend, I'm sorry, or they just ghost you and never want to talk to you again. So it's like, what the fuck?
I think you're just intimidating. But with the girlfriend,
intimidating. What do you mean the girlfriends have?
Well, the girlfriends, I really don't. The ghosting thing, I think you're just maybe intimidating. That I don't know. I can't think of anything else other than they're scared of you, and like they think that you're gonna ghost them or something. The girlfriend thing is so weird because it's like, guys, like. It's not like at this point you're probably like some of you, if you don't know what we're talking about, listen to the Nashville episode. But you might be like, oh my god, like stop hitting on guys with girlfriends. Like
I'm asking though. That's the thing. Every single one of them I've asked.
Yeah, the way you're like, does he have a girlfriend? Does he have a girlfriend? Swear to me. Swear to me. And they're like, no. And you're like, okay. And then they're like, no, actually, yeah, he does. And it's like, what?
Oh yeah.
Like and it turns out the reason they said no is they're long distance and they all hate her. So I don't know what she's done, you know.
Yeah, we won't get into that. That's none of our business.
Yeah, none of our business, but apparently they all really don't like her. So they were like, we're all for it. Like, we don't like the girlfriend. And we're like, okay, well, fucked up.
And then I was like, and then I'm sitting there like, you guys just used me. You guys just used me because you want the breakup to happen. And I'm like, fuck that. Then they kept being like, oh my god, like go back for another one. I'm like, no, I literally like I don't want anything to do with him. I just wanted like a little peck. Like that's all I wanted.
Yeah, this guy is not like
it's not
Sam's like she wasn't like gonna date him. It's just kind of like, you know, like you're drunk, you want like I feel like when you're drunk you need a male companion for the night, like just someone that you're just gonna like fuck around with for the night. A little kiss, a little dance.
And then then another situation is like, so I've been like flirting back and forth with somebody here in Austin, Texas, and he swipes up on my Instagram story and goes, what are you doing tonight? And I told him like I had no real plans, whatever, and I'm like thinking like, all right, I'm going into this night too, like also ending the night with this man, like hell yeah. He never opened up the DM again and never told me where he was going. But his girlfriend did text me. So I'm like, okay, like I got the plug. But then
his girlfriend,
like a friend, like a
friend that's
friend.
a girl, not his girlfriend.
Like we're all mutual friends.
It just totally sounded like his girlfriend.
Yeah. So then I'm like, oh, like I got it in the bag tonight. Like this is great. And then no service on the phone. So I'm trying to text back and forth with my friend that's a girl. And I'm like, where are you guys? Where are you? And then like the next morning I ended up finding out that she tried to come find us, couldn't find us, and then left. And they all like left by like midnight. But I was like, damn it. Like what the fuck? I hate men. I'm going to be single for the rest of my life. And I've come to the conclusion.
I'm having issues with men where I just feel like I don't know what to do since I don't want to date boys that after a few times of hanging out, I'm like, what now? Do I just ghost you? I'm like, because I don't want you to be my boyfriend, so what now?
I mean, like, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, that's, like, the only realistic answer
I'm
for
like,
you.
bye.
Because, like, I'll be honest, you cannot just hook up with someone and, like, it stay as friends. Like, there's just, as much as everyone listening to this podcast right now wants to admit it and want to say it. Yes! Like, like as much as you want to admit it, there's no way you can hook up with a man and then not end up catching feelings for them.
That only happened to me one time.
Oh my god. I'm just saying right now, like the other situation is very fresh, so it's not deep enough where you can really catch feelings, but like if it were to continue, feelings would develop. And you cannot lie to me on that one.
Who are you talking about?
Gym man.
Oh. I thought you. Oh.
Okay, which one are you talking about?
No,
Oh,
no, no.
I know which one you're talking about. I know which one you're talking about. No, that one can't happen.
Okay, listen. So,
oh no, are you
but
saying that means you have feelings for him?
No.
Taylor! Yes, you
No.
are. You're literally saying you have feelings for him.
I can't read this guy from the gym that I've been like talking to. I cannot get a read on this guy at all, which is so weird. Like, which is so just like, well, now I'm intrigued. What is your issue? Like, that's how I am right now. I'm like, I don't understand you at all. Not getting your angle. Not understanding you. So that's like iffy. I really don't know what's going on there. And then the other one's just a friend.
Yeah. I don't really know what I'm going to do. I'm going to lay low because
A friend who's asking me on dates and who shouldn't be doing that.
I know. I'm going to lay low because I'm going home and like, what? I'm going home on the 23rd. She's going home on the 24th. And like that whole week I'm home, I'm just going to like, all hell's going to break loose. I'm totally kidding. But like, I just like don't like, I'm going to start off the new year on a fresh note. I'll
As
be
you
depressed
should.
till then.
Okay.
But I did leave a note in my thing saying Brussels sprouts, don't eat them before you go out. Because so guys, I'm not gonna lie, I had like the worst gas like all night. And I went to the bathroom when we were at that like pregame thing or the cocktail party. And I farted. No, I farted so bad that I've never made a bathroom smell so bad ever. Like, no, Taylor, you don't even understand how bad it was. I ate a whole bag of Brussels sprouts. A whole bag. Because I didn't want them to go to waste. So I was like, I gotta eat them. And when I was in the bathroom, I farted so bad. And then I was leaving and two girls were walking in and I knew the girls too. And I'm like, fuck, like I'm so embarrassed right now. The girls from my birthday boat.
Wait, the girls from your birthday boat
Yeah.
were at the
Oh, no. Okay, Memorial Day boat.
Okay.
But I invited them on the boat,
Okay.
but one of them had COVID and couldn't come. But yeah. And no, guys, don't eat Brussels sprouts before you go out. I'm just warning you right now because it was the worst thing ever.
That's
I wasn't like
so
bloated, but I was so
funny.
gassy. All right.
That's so hilarious.
I wrote this down because Taylor and I were talking about this real quick. This is so like taking a full like 180 on the conversation, but be careful with the content creators you guys are following because like Taylor actually picked this out, but like the whole like going out to dinner on a Friday night and like needing to reset.
Yeah, bro. Oh my god. So there's this like content creator, like fitness girly, and it's like I get it, it's a more educational page, so
Yeah.
like I get what she's trying to do, but at the same time, like being how I am now with like my real food freedom, like real food freedom, real freedom from like exercise guilt, like that shit does not it's like probably like on like the third most important thing in my life. Like I really don't care.
Yeah.
Seeing people who say they're overcome it, but you're like, no, you haven't yet, because this is crazy. Like they went out to dinner on a Friday, just went to dinner, like did nothing, and then the whole next day was just like all this stuff about like
Needing to reset.
getting back on track and like all this, like making it a huge deal of what like going out to dinner was. And even though the posts were like, it's okay, like I'm like, are you trying to tell that to yourself?
Yeah.
Are you trying to convince yourself that? Because why are there so many stories of this huge deal that you have to put just because you went out to dinner? Like, just move on.
I feel like if I went on my story after going out to dinner on a Friday night and woke up Saturday morning and was like, all right, guys, like I went out to dinner last night. I need to reset. I need to drink more water. I need to go to the gym. I need to make sure I get my steps, like eat more greens today. Like to me, that's really toxic. And like, that's not like a good way to promote like a healthy, balanced lifestyle. So just be careful with the like the content creators you guys are following, because I know that can be really triggering for some people. Like for me, 2 years ago, that would have been the most triggering thing. I'd have been like, oh my God, like, so do I need to do this because I went out to dinner Friday night?
Yeah.
So it's like,
it was just very weird. And like, I know some people post that maybe after like a 2-week vacation or like a week vacation, but I'm like, one dinner where you probably chose a fairly quote unquote healthy option.
Yeah.
Like, right. You probably didn't go
that's
crazy
another thing
on the
I'm
food.
so happy about is like, I remember I used to get so stressed out or like anxious about certain meals I would eat at a restaurant, and like I will pick anything that I'm craving on that menu, and like I won't have any guilt about it the next day. And like I know there's a lot of people probably listening that probably feel the opposite about that right now, and I will say like it's going to take time for you to get in a place that you feel better with that. But one thing that did help me with that is like really stepping out of your comfort zone with like ordering things on the menu. Like I used to go to this one restaurant back home every time me and my family would go out to eat, and I would always get like the grilled chicken, like taco things. Like they were just like the healthiest thing on the menu. And then one time like we went, I actually ended up stepping out and like getting like this grilled buffalo chicken sandwich thing, which was not like obviously on like the quote unquote healthier side in my mind. But then like when I had it and I was just switching up what I was getting at the restaurants, it definitely helped. So
yeah, I mean, I always have only like normally at restaurants 1 or 2 things I could eat. So I'm cool with eating anything. If it's vegan, I'll eat it because I don't have many options. A lot of the time it's an Impossible Burger and fries, and I will enjoy it deeply.
Yeah, I just
think it's crazy having to make so many posts to be like, it's okay that I did something other than fitness. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like who are you actually trying to convince?
Especially
your followers
like
or yourself?
Especially at an age where it's like you're not really doing the whole fitness thing for like a reason. Like I get it if you're on prep or you want to be on prep or like any of that stuff, or you're taking like your weight loss journey like really, really serious. But if you're just like a day-to-day girl that's just like living life, like has other or wants to have other hobbies and like hang out with people on the weekend, like I don't think that's a mindset you should have.
Right, because like let me tell you guys, I am the most shredded and strong. Like I've never been so shredded when I look in the mirror, and also pushing weight I'm pushing at one time than I am right now. And I literally don't give a shit about like, I don't give a shit what I eat. Like I try to eat healthy, but like I don't count macros. I'm not crazy about cardio. I don't have a super strict workout regimen. I only work out 5 days a week. Like today I half-assed to work out. Like I'm just doing what I want to do, and I have never felt better.
Yeah. Stick with it, baby.
Yeah. And speaking of, I don't know, doing cool non-fitnessy things and all that stuff, I can't wait to talk dance and fun stuff with Lindsay, where we will not be right back because it'll be like in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay. Catch you then.
Bye, guys.
Okay, so now we're here with Lindsay Arnold. Lindsay, if you want to introduce yourself, who you are, what you do, all of that, so everyone knows.
Yes, I'm Lindsay Arnold. I am mostly known for being a professional dancer on Dancing with the Stars, but lots has changed in my life. I'm now a mom. I'm currently pregnant with my second daughter. I have really been super excited. I've entered the fitness space a lot more. I have my own workout program. I am a certified personal trainer, so it's been very cool to kind of not really change directions because it's all similar and all connected. But yeah, there's a lot of things going on now, and it's really fun.
I think the dancer to like fitness journey pipeline is so common. And I don't know why, but it's very common that people go from being a dancer their whole life to like getting into working out.
Oh, I totally agree. And I feel like it really does make sense when you look at it, because like you can dance forever, but it's definitely hard to dance professionally and have that be your profession forever. Like, yeah, especially for me, like I am now a mom. It's a lot harder for me to travel. It's a lot, it's different. So, but then it's like, I still want to move my body. I still want to take care of my body, and movement is literally what I know. Like that's what I've done since I can remember. And it's been really cool to kind of transition from my like form of movement being dancing to kind of incorporating that into my fitness routine. So I totally agree. It's like, it kind of feels like a natural transition, and it's been really good for me as my life has shifted and dance hasn't been able to be as much of my focus. I can still move my body and like feel good in that way.
Mm-hmm. I want to talk before we get into your fitness journey now, your kind of dance background and growing up in that. So when did you start dancing and when did you get into it?
So my mom put me in a dance class when I was like 3 or 4 years old. I don't really remember. Like, it was just one of those like classic go do something sort of thing. I'm the oldest in my family and neither of my parents were dancers. So it was kind of interesting. I feel like that's what you do with little girls. You just put them in dance, but it's not like it was like the family thing. But then I really started that for our family because I loved it. I got really serious with it when I was like maybe 8 or 9. That's when I started like competing and got a ballroom partner and was doing all the things. And then my mom had 3 more girls after me, and all of us are dancers. Like, it kind of just, I feel like it kind of just set the tone for the family, and we all just loved it so much. So started super young and danced all throughout high school, just kind of doing the dancer thing. I mean, if you're a dancer, you know, like doing the conventions and the competitions, but nothing really like professional or serious or anything until I graduated high school.
And you did So You Think You Can Dance, right?
Yes. So that was the first thing that I did. Right. Well, it was my senior year in high school. So You Think You Can Dance came to Salt Lake City for their auditions. I had just turned 18, so it was perfect because you have to be 18 to audition. But I really didn't want to do it. I was like, that is so dumb. Why would I go do that? It's embarrassing. I don't want to tell my friends I auditioned for this and then I don't make it. But my mom made me do it, which, go mom. I mean, very grateful for that because that's literally what kind of set up my whole career. I made the show, graduated high school end of May. I was out in LA beginning of June getting ready to do that show. It was kind of a whirlwind. Like, it was just a lot all at once. It was my first time dancing on TV and kind of like being in that professional world. And also first time living on my own. Like, I literally had just lived at home and then went straight to being on my own, doing my own laundry, getting my groceries, filling up my car with gas, like just those things that like you have to do when you move out of the house. But it kind of just happened all at once. But that was huge for me. That was like the start of my career. That's what kind of got my name out there and also made me realize like, oh, I think I could actually make a profession out of this. But funny enough, I still was like, okay, I got to go to college. Like, I was enrolled in college. I had like a full ride scholarship ready to go. I was signing up for classes. I'm like, as soon as So You Think You Can Dance is done, I'm just going to go to college, because I kind of was like, well, this is like the peak. Like, this is what you do. And then you just go to college and you do the regular career thing. But then after the show, they were like, okay, we want you to go on tour. So then I went on tour and that was awesome. And then while I was on tour is actually when the producers of Dancing with the Stars reached out to me and they're like, hey, like, we're thinking about you for next season. Didn't know for sure. But then it all worked out. And right after that, I hopped right back into being out in LA and doing Dancing with the Stars.
Wow. That is so quick.
Yeah, it sounds like a very quick turnaround.
It was quick and insane. And honestly, like, I don't even really think I was fully prepared for it, but I kind of think that's why it worked, because I think if I had too much time to build up, stress, worry, prepare for it, like, I don't know if I would have been able to be myself for all of the things that I needed to do. So it's interesting. It's like, at times I'm like, dang, I wish, because looking back, like my first seasons and like just looking back, I'm like, oh my gosh, I would do things so differently if it were me now. But I'm grateful, because I also think that like if I had thought too much about it, I don't know if I would have had as much of like an organic, natural journey. So it's funny, but I feel like we all look back at things that we did in our careers when we were younger and are like, what the heck? Like,
oh, right.
Well, I would be so different if I did that now. So it's funny to look back on.
Right, 100%. So touching back on the growing up in dance things, I know a lot of people might relate to this. I know a lot of former dancers kind of get like some struggle with maybe like body image, self-worth because of dance. Did you ever deal with any of that?
So yes, it's interesting. Growing up, like when I was younger, because I feel like a lot of people feel like it starts for them like their teenage years and a little bit more when they're younger. For me, I'm very grateful to say that growing up as a teenager, like I think I had the normal, but nothing that really like affected me or made me feel any type of way. I was in a really good environment where a lot of people were very supportive of me and supportive of each other. And I feel like it wasn't as much of an issue. But going out to LA and joining that scene also at a time where like, I feel like after high school and like, I don't know, I just feel like when you kind of jump out of your routine, you're no longer like doing the same thing. I feel like my hormones changed a lot. My body changed a ton. Like, I just feel like that was a really big, like kind of changing moment for me. And that's where it hit me more than ever. I think the other side of that was, it wasn't just like my own pressure of putting on myself, because I guess like the mentality that I had growing up of like, you got to stay in shape, you got to be fit, you've got to fit into your dance costume for every competition, like that definitely was ingrained in me, but I don't think it really affected me like mentally until I got a little bit older, until I was out in LA, and now my body was on TV. People were allowed to comment on it on social media, people in the press were allowed to comment on different things about me. I'm grateful that I had a lot of people around me that kind of kept me in check. And I know that it could have been a lot worse, but I really think that that's where I had to like gain my confidence and be like, okay, like you can't let that affect you. But it's so true. I think like as dancers, we grow up, and more than anything, we're just very aware of our bodies, which can be really good, but also can be really tough. Like we are looking in a mirror every single day. We see the changes. We see when things look really good and maybe when they don't look as good. We know when we're super bloated and when we're not. And I feel like that might be even more relevant for dancers, when literally that is like, it's our tool. Like our body is our tool to get the things done that we need to get done. And I feel like we're a lot more sensitive and aware of changes within it. And it can be hard to kind of just separate that from letting it attack like your actual body image, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because I know for me, luckily, I kind of had the same thing. It never got to me very much, but looking back on things that were said, like things that my teachers and like coaches said, which for someone like you who like wasn't ever a part of this, I don't think a lot of people know what is said to you at such a young age. I remember having this ballet teacher, really amazing man. Like it was like, but I just think back of how he always used to say, I shouldn't be able to see your breakfast, meaning like suck it all in. Like I shouldn't be able to see that, or like I said, depending on what time, like I shouldn't be able to see your lunch. Like, oh, like I like basically, yeah. basically like I can tell that you ate.
I'm pretty sure I've heard that as well.
Yeah, like I can tell you ate. Like suck it in, and I was like,
it's really interesting. It's funny though, because like I don't even really think, but I'm like, oh yeah, my teachers have told me that too. And it's interesting because part of me is like, did it kind of desensitize me to like making that so much about like, I think when I was younger, I did a really good job of just like not really thinking like, oh, that means that he thinks I look fat. That just means I need to hold my stomach in and like engage my core. But it's interesting because when you look back at those things, it's like, that's kind of rude. And like, you would never say that to someone on the street. You'd never be like, I can tell you had a burrito for lunch today. Like you would never say that. But it is interesting. Like thinking back, I'm like, oh yeah, a lot of my teachers probably said that to me. And it is kind of interesting how that is just normal for dancers and kind of what we did when we were younger.
Yeah. Like even in high school, we would have costumes that were like literally basically like a bra and a thong on stage. And it's like, we'd have to get the pep talk, like my teacher would be like, you know who you are, like if you need to like get in shape for the competition, now's your time, like you can't like, or a coach came in when we were working out one time and they said if you jump and it jiggles, it has to go.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I will say like I didn't have that. Like I got
That's
the like
great.
Suck your tummy and those kind of things, but I never had anybody commenting on like jiggly body parts or like getting into shape, which that's tough. Like
yeah,
that's just a hard thing to hear no matter what age you're at. And it's just like, that's not cool. At least I don't remember, and maybe it was just never said to me, but that sucks. It's like, that's such a hard thing. And it is hard because yeah, we did wear tiny costumes. I mean, a freaking leotard and tights, that is like, you would never wear that to school, but you're wearing it to dance and you're seeing yourself in the mirror and you're comparing your body to others. So it's interesting how that can just be a natural thing that your brain does. And geez, though, that's not cool. That's not cool. Like I'm not on board with that at all.
I think it's because I grew up in Miami, so the dance competition world in Miami is no joke. And the person that said that about the jumping was from like the best studio in like the city, like the #1 studio. Like they had a TV show, like they were the studio, and it was someone from that studio that said it. So I think
was it Dance Town?
No, it wasn't. It was
like, what is it?
It was a coach from he was hard, like he would whip us into shape, from Stars.
Okay, yes, I think
yeah. It
is so crazy. Like the dance competitive world is insane. It's insane. Like it seriously can get so intense that you're just like, whoa, what am I walking into?
Yeah, but okay, well, I'm glad you didn't that didn't affect you in any way. I know for a lot of people it really they face a lot of that, but
I know.
So you already touched on that the producers of Dancing with the Stars reached out to you. What was it like after that? Like, how did that process go?
So very interesting. I kind of said they reached out to me and they're like, we're looking at you for next season. Now, how it works on Dancing with the Stars is they do not give you a heads up months in advance. Like, they don't tell you you're for sure on until, no joke, the earliest every single season that I'm on, you have to find out if they're going to use you that season. So even like my last season that I did, even the pros that have been on, I mean, my last season, it was my 15th season, my 14th or 15th, and we still every season have to get the call saying like, you're picked up for this season, we are using you. And the earliest that call has ever happened for me is maybe like 2 weeks before we started rehearsing. Like, there's been times which in my first instance, I was aware that they were looking at me, but I had no idea if I was going to be on. It was just like, you're on our kind of like list of people that we're considering for the season. And the very first season I was on, I got a call. And they're like, Lindsay, we're so excited. We have a celebrity partner for you. We need you in LA tomorrow. And I'm living home in Provo, Utah. Like, I have no apartment. I have nothing prepared. And luckily, they're like, we're going to put you up in an apartment this season because obviously, like, you need somewhere to live, but we need you down here tomorrow. So I literally packed my car up with everything I could imagine and drove myself down to LA the next day, started with my partner the next day. And it was that crazy and that fast. So that's the only thing that's tough. I mean, it's that way for everybody, but everything is very last minute, and they're not like letting you know months in advance, like, hey, like, can't wait to have you this next season, like, start preparing for it. It's very last minute. You get your call, you're like, awesome, okay, I have a job this season, let's do it.
That would stress me out like no other.
It is so stressful. I mean, I will say, like, when you've been on the show longer, like towards the end, like, I wasn't really, I wouldn't say that I was sitting there like thinking like, I don't have a job this season, but you still have it in the back of your mind. Like, there's always that chance that they're like, you know what, we actually don't want to use you this time around. And it's happened to people. It's happened to pros who've been on the show for a long time. So it definitely is stressful. And it's just kind of part of how it goes. Like, it's always been that way. It's that way for everybody. It's stressful. It definitely is. So you kind of just have to like be prepared for anything and be ready for the best or the worst.
And that show, like, I feel like, well, from what it looks like from the outside, and I just watched a little bit of Charli D'Amelio talking about what her schedule was like. The schedule takes up like your entire life.
Oh, yes. It's 24/7. Like, it literally is 24/7. If you're not in rehearsal, you're at a wardrobe fitting, you're on a call talking about creative or designing the costumes or going to like an interview or something. And then as the pros, it's like, even when all of that is said and done, you're at home choreographing your dance, you're watching the video of your rehearsals, seeing, okay, what do I need to fix in the choreography? What part should we make a little bit better? Like, it is 24/7 full time, which is so fun. Like, it is really so fun. And like, it, like, that's your passion and like you love it and you want to put every single thing into it. But yeah, it is no joke, because even when you're like relaxing at home, and like, especially for the celebrities too, it's like they're thinking of the dance, they're practicing. Us pros, we're like coming up with choreography in our head. It's a full-on 24/7. You are all in from start to finish.
Yeah, I've never understood watching it how you guys can choreograph so many dances back to back for that many weeks. So props for that. And I also have a question, because I've always wondered this. Do you know who your partner is or no? Because I know they do those scenes where it's like you meet each other. Do you know who it's going to be or no?
So for the most of the time, they give you a heads up literally right before you meet your partner. So you're not knowing for weeks, you're not knowing for days. You literally might know, like, if you have an early morning rehearsal, they might call you the night before and be like, this is who your partner is. Because they do want you to like have a heads up, because there's been like, I would say most of my partners, if they just walked in the room, I wouldn't know their name right off the bat. Like, I might recognize them and be like, I feel like you're from this, but like, they don't want you completely clueless when you walk into the room. So they do give you a heads up, which is nice, because then you can kind of go like do your quick little research, be like, okay, who is this person? Let me get a couple like tidbits and like things that I can like know about them. So, but yeah, it's very last minute though. You don't like know super in advance or anything like that.
Okay, yeah, I've always wondered that when it's like everyone meeting each other. I'm like, did they know? I wonder.
Yeah. So it is our first time. Like, it is the first time we get to meet each other. But you probably know your partner's name before you walk in the room. At least I usually do, which is nice and a little bit comforting because you're just like, what if somebody walks in? I have no idea who they are. And then you're just like it's kind of good to have like at least a little bit of a heads up.
Yeah. Was there anyone you were like starstruck by?
I'm kind of weird. I don't want to say I don't get starstruck because I think people, like, I've met so many awesome and cool people, but I feel like in those situations they're this like supernatural being, even though like I feel like I look at them and I'm like, you are. So I feel like I haven't really had that moment, but a lot of times like I'm super excited, but I don't really know if I would call it starstruck because I just feel like you kind of can't be that way when you're like, okay, I'm about to be your teacher. I'm about to like have to teach you choreography and make you dance and make you do things. So it's interesting. All of my partners though, I've been really, really lucky. I've had the coolest people as my partners. So every time I meet them, I'm just like so relieved and so happy because they've all been such nice people and genuine people. And that to me is honestly the most important thing.
If you don't mind me asking, who is like your favorite person that you've been with?
Okay, literally the hardest thing to answer.
I know.
Swear I changed my. It really is. And I'm not just saying that because I feel like PR purposes, I have to say everyone, but like every single partner has been fun for a different reason. I feel like naturally my favorite season was my season with Jordan Fisher. He is an actor, singer. He danced growing up. He was on Hamilton on Broadway. He's done a bunch of Disney shows. Like, he was amazing. It was my favorite season because we actually won. So it's like he has a really special place in my heart. And also it was fun because he was one of my I had one other partner who was close in my age, but he was like the only partner that was close to my age. I've had a lot of like older athletes, not older, but like we're not like on the same like page as far as like age goes. So that was really fun because we related to each other in a lot. It was like a brother to me. He was a really good dancer. We got along really well, and then we won. So it's like he definitely has a special place, but it's so hard. Every single one has been so much fun. My last partner, Matt James, was probably the most, like, we had the most fun in rehearsals ever, and it's been so fun because we're still so close and hang out and see each other all the time. It's just really cool. I think my favorite part is that you really do build, you really can build like lasting, lifelong relationships, and I'm grateful that with pretty much every one of my partners, like, we still stay in touch. I still keep up with them and we're still close friends.
Oh, that's why I like watching the show, because everyone is so like, it's just really a bunch of people having fun. It seems like it's not like a drama reality show where it's like, obviously everyone's competing, but no one's actually competing for like money. Like, it's just for fun.
It's so true. Like, really, the environment amongst all the dancers and the pros and all the celebrities, like, it is like a family, and it makes sense. I mean, if you're spending that much one-on-one time with people, like, you're gonna get close to them. You're gonna like make connections with them, and it's so cool because it is a competition, but at the end of the day, it's like everybody's there all these celebrities are there doing something new for the first time. So it's like everybody's just celebrating each other. It's not like I think it would be so different. Like, for example, well, actually no, because I'm like, the vibe on So You Think You Can Dance is a little bit different because it's like it's professional dancers competing against each other. But then at the same time, that as well, like, we were all just such good friends. I think when you're going through something super difficult, super stressful, like, you just need as much support as you can get. So it's nice that we like all lean on each other and just give the love, because that's what everybody needs when you're going through that kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay, now for the fitness stuff. Sam's like, I don't get this dancer. This dancer
it's
stuff.
Okay, I can kind of relate to it with like sports.
I love it.
Yeah, we've had so many people who are ex like athletes, and Sam did like a lot of sports growing up, and normally I'm here. I'm like,
cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, I didn't play sports. Like,
so it's good. It's like you guys have your things. I love that. I'm definitely not an athlete at all, but I know a lot of athletes. I feel like 90% of my partners on the show have been athletes, so I kind of get that world a little bit. But I'm definitely not an athlete. I guess dancing, yes, is an athlete, but no sports. That's not my thing.
I don't do. I'm not a sports gal. If it involves like a ball being thrown at me, I'm out. I can't do it.
Yeah, I like to watch it, but not play it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what kickstarted the journey from like the dancing to the fitness stuff and the love for fitness and becoming a trainer and all of that?
So it all started when I found out I was pregnant with my first daughter. So this was the very start of COVID. Like I literally found out I was pregnant. I was on tour with Dancing with the Stars. This was right when COVID started. I found out I'm pregnant. COVID hits like really bad. We get told everybody's getting sent home from the tour. The tour is canceled. Like we're going into lockdown. So I literally found out I was pregnant the very first day that lockdown started. I get sent back home. I'm here in Utah. I know I'm pregnant. So I already know like I'm not going to be on Dancing with the Stars next season because I will literally be like 9 months pregnant at the time. So I just like started thinking like, okay, like I'm not going to be dancing for a while. And everything is closed. I can't go to my regular gyms. I can't do my regular like routine. Like I need to move my body. So I just started kind of coming up with my own workouts at home, kind of doing my own thing, trying to find what was working for me because my body was changing so much. Like pregnancy was crazy for me. As somebody who like has relied on her body to be able to do the things that needs to do for pretty much her whole life, getting pregnant was a huge transition because I'm like, okay, like it's not going to be able to do the things that it used to be able to do. And that's all right. It's also going to start looking different. I'm going to be working out and trying to stay in shape, but I'm still going to gain weight. My abs are still going to disappear, and that's okay. So it's like, it was just this whole new mentality of like understanding my body and kind of understanding more why I chose to move every day. And it really was not about anymore like keeping my abs and staying skinny, which I feel like growing up, that was all I thought about. Like, that's why I worked out. And I hate that because that's such a twisted mentality. But going into my pregnancy, it was like, okay, this makes me feel good. Like it genuinely makes my day better. It helps my mental state. It helps me get through all the pregnancy symptoms. It helps me just kind of stay sane. And I figured there was a lot of people out there who were feeling the same way. Start of COVID, I feel like so many people, I mean, so many online workout programs started because that's all we could do. So many people were working out from home, working out with kids running around them. And I'm like, I feel like there's definitely a space for this. People who feel the same way as me. And to be honest, at the time, I was kind of in search of a program that I felt like I could do at home that worked for me, that transitioned through all my stages of life. And I personally didn't find anything that I loved. I didn't feel like there was something out there that was like inclusive of everybody. It was either super intimidating and like you need to be in the best shape of your life, or it was like just a pregnancy program. And I'm like, okay, well, I want to still challenge myself, but I also don't want to feel like excluded because I'm maybe not in the best shape of my life. So that's where the idea sparked. I'm like, I want to create a program. I started this program and started like filming my workouts and creating it when I was 25 weeks pregnant, which literally was probably the craziest choice I could have made. I'm really grateful looking back on it, but at the time I was just like, what am I doing? Like no one's going to want to work out with me when they literally visibly see me getting bigger, putting on weight. Like why would they want to do this program? But then that was kind of what made me like, oh no, that's exactly why you should do it, because it's not about that. It's about moving your body, feeling good, being proud of yourself. So yeah, filmed all of my workouts. I launched the program right after I had my daughter. We had 50 workouts on the program. All of those were filmed from week 25 of my pregnancy to week 36. So really had to grind and put it in. And it was perfect because it was a mixture of some pregnancy friendly workouts, but then some that literally anybody can do no matter what stage of life you're in. And we launched the program right after I had my daughter. And it just kind of like really took off. And a lot of people really resonated with the whole, like, there's no pressure, literally come as you are. You can be in the best shape of your life. You can literally be doing your first workout ever. You can be in the middle of your pregnancy, postpartum, like there is a place for you. And since then it's evolved so much. I decided that I wanted to become a certified personal trainer because that was really important to me. I'm like, I want to make sure that the people I am training also know that I've taken the time to like educate myself and know what I'm doing. So I did that a couple months after we launched the program. Every week since I initially launched, we've put out a new workout. A lot of things have shifted. I've only programs. I'm currently working, have my next baby after that, and launch a full pregnancy program. And it's just been really cool to like have this community come together that really just the sole focus is moving your body and feeling good and not really caring about what's on the scale or worrying about what your body looks like, and just more focusing on how it makes you feel and how it makes your life better.
I love that.
No, I love that too. And for anyone that's kind of like wondering, especially myself, like what were the kind of workouts when you first started up with? Like, did you have dumbbells, bands? Like, what was it at home?
So, huge thing for me was I want to make this accessible for anybody. So, no equipment is necessary. There are some workouts where I'll maybe use like a resistance band, or you can always add hand weights, but no workout or no equipment is absolutely necessary. Every workout you can do literally with just your body weight on a mat at your house. I also really like, I am a firm believer that sometimes less time is more. I feel like the mentality that you have to go to the gym, at least for me, and like hit it hard for an hour to hour and a half, 2 hours, it's just, first of all, not attainable for someone who is a mom or maybe just has a busier schedule. And I personally don't believe that it's actually what you have to do in order to like stay in shape and to feel good. So all of the workouts are, the max workout is 30 minutes. And then I also created some shorter workouts as well. We have 5 minute, 10 minute, 15 minute. And I did that because if someone literally only has 5 minutes in their day to get something done, they can hop on, do a quick movement and feel like they accomplished something without feeling that pressure of like, well, I didn't work out for an hour and a half, so I failed. So I love that. But then also you have the option to do a 30-minute workout. And if you have extra time, stack on that 15 minutes and like get an extra burn in. So all of that is on there. And then as far as what type of workouts, I have a wide range. We have HIIT, we have Pilates based, yoga based, stretch classes, dance, cardio, some dance instructional videos on there because I had to. I mean, I'm a dancer, so we had to include that. But yeah, I really wanted it to be like a wide range so that you found something for everybody. If you're having a day where you really want to hit it hard and sweat, you have those HIIT workouts. But if you have a day maybe where your body's hurting and you just need to kind of keep it chill, you have those Pilates based workouts as well. So really have tried to make it very versatile so that everybody feels like they have something that they can do when they hop onto the program.
We are definitely with you on the time thing. So we are big gym, like lifting weights girls. That's like our forte. But we know so many people that will stay in the gym for hours. Like they are lifting weights for like 2-3 hours. And we are like 30 minutes to an hour is solid.
Golden.
Like 45 minutes is like that sweet spot. Like, let's get out of here. And some people will literally be working out legs for like 2.5 hours. And I'm like, who can do that?
I just like here's the thing for me is I just don't think it's attainable for everybody. And it puts this pressure of like, if you literally only can move your body for like 15-20 minutes, that is so much better than nothing, you know? So I am so with you. And for me, I would rather go in and go hard for 30 to 45 minutes rather than go kind of like mosey around for 2 hours and feel like I have to fill this like huge amount of time. So I'm glad you guys agree, because I'm like, maybe I'm crazy, but I don't think it's necessary. And I feel like you can accomplish just as much, if not more, in a shorter period of time and be able to really give it your all for that shorter period of time.
Yeah, 100%. So let me look what else I wrote in my notes. Okay, so were there any like big ups and downs with it, as in like finding something like maybe you tried like random diets that were like crappy and didn't work, or like just kind of fell through all the ups and downs of what did and didn't work for you?
As far as fitness within the program?
Like just like your overall fitness journey.
Yeah, so I feel like I'm very, very grateful that I don't know if it's because I just love food absolutely too much that I've never actually tried or done any sort of diet, except for, I will say, in high school, I totally was a victim of the I'm going to do the juice cleanse situation. I tried it like probably 5 times. Every time, I literally don't even think I made it through half a day, wasted so much money purchasing the whole cleanse situation, never worked for me. And I think for me, my relationship with food has always been more about just like everything in moderation. But I've found that the second I put like a rule book on me, or I'm like, I need to count certain things, for my personality, it almost spirals me into the opposite direction. Like it makes my cravings so much worse if I tell myself like, okay, I'm not going to eat sugar today. All I want is sugar. So for me, I feel like my personality, the diet situation has never worked for me. And I am in a way grateful for that, because I feel like if it had, then it maybe could have backfired on me a couple times. But with food, I've really just tried to do everything in moderation. I will say, like, going into like my pregnancies, it was really different. And that was something that I had to get used to, is when you're pregnant, you need to give your body what it needs, what it's asking for. And that's what I've always done. And sometimes that was hard for me because I'm like, well, should I really eat that much? But like, I knew I was hungry. I'm like, I am hungry. This isn't just I want something. It's like I had to really kind of listen to my body. And I think that was huge for me, is just learning to like listen to my body rather than doing maybe what I thought was right. But as far as diet goes, I've never followed a diet, and I am grateful for that, because knowing myself, I just think it would have been rough on me. So but I know it works for a lot of people, and I know there's certain like mentalities that you take with food that work for a ton of people, but for me it just has never been something that I felt like was very, very attainable for me, or actually was beneficial for my state of being.
Yeah, I mean, I would say it probably doesn't work for a lot of people. Like, we used to, I mean, the most, like, we'll count macros every now and then, but we haven't in like over 6 months at this point.
Yeah, since July.
Yeah.
But we've fallen victim to the stupid diets out there. So that's cool that you've never had. You're in the minority with that one.
Minority. I thought you were saying majority.
I was about to say majority and then yeah, that's definitely not common. So props to you with that, because it's definitely.
I feel like it's because even if I tried, like I would fail them. So it's like even if I tried to do one of these things, like I remember, I think there was a time where I was like, should I do keto? And then literally all I wanted to eat, like all I could think of eating, was carbs. And I'm like, there's no way. Like, I think I just know that I'll fail before I even start. So it kind of stops me from starting it in the first place. So that's kind of been my downfall, but also maybe really good for me as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like kind of good, kind of bad.
Exactly.
Do you have any tips for like busy moms that think like they don't have time, or like whatever it is, like your top tips for how you did it?
Yeah, so I feel like biggest thing for me that has helped is one, I mean, okay, if you're in the newborn stage with babies and like that's your session of life right now, survival is all that matters. Like you just gotta do what you gotta do. Don't put pressure on yourself. Really just like get through it. Like that is tough. So anything goes. And I think like I definitely put a lot of pressure on myself in those first couple of months with my newborn, and just like, oh, I'm not working out enough, but really you just gotta get through it. But then after that, when you feel like you're in a little bit more of a routine with your kid, one thing that's really helped me is to wake up, set my alarm, like even just like 15-20 minutes before I know my kids are going to wake up, and have just a session to myself. Wake up, do my skincare routine, maybe get a 5-minute stretching session in. And I feel like that really does change the entire day. If you can, wake up even earlier and get your workout done at the very beginning of the day. I've found that has been the best thing for my mental state, because it's like I start my day already knowing that I've done something for myself, and it makes me so much more patient and willing to give to others. So that's been something that's worked for me. But also at the same time, like, life is crazy. Having kids is crazy. Being a mom is crazy. If you're a working mom, it's so difficult. And I think just remember that like anything you can do is better than nothing. And I really try to emphasize that in my workout program. Like literally, if you can only give yourself 5 minutes in the day, you should be proud and like grateful and happy about that. And some days you might be able to give yourselves 30 to 45 minutes, but whatever you can do is better than nothing. And don't put the pressure on that you have to have this like crazy amount of time to get your workout done, and don't put that pressure on, because I feel like in the end that always like stops us. Like if you think, oh, I'm not going to be able to get a full workout in, I might as well not do it. No, sit down and get 5 minutes in if you can, because it's better than nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I like that a lot.
So my sister is a mom. My sister has 2 kids, and 2 toddlers, 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. And she was always asking me about like getting in shape and stuff. And it was kind of, I always told her the same thing. Like, obviously I can't relate because I'm 22 years old, don't have kids. Like this is my full-time job. So I like cannot relate, but I was like, start small, start with like literally nothing. So she started going to this workout class like 2-3 times a week. And then she started loving it. And now, like, because there was only that pressure of like, well, I'm only going to go once, then twice, then 3 times, she started loving it. Now she goes at 5 a.m. like 5 times a week. And she works full time and has both kids. And now she gets up at 5 a.m. to go do her workout class 5 days a week. And it's because like you start with no pressure. So then she just naturally started to like it. So then she goes, rather than one day the next being like, oh, I have to go 5 days a week at 5 a.m.
It's so true. It's like starting small and not putting crazy expectations on yourself is huge, because at least for me, like when your life is already crazy, if you try to add more expectations on yourself, I feel like it just defeats you, makes you feel defeated, makes you feel like you failed every single day. But start small, make your goals small. Like if your main goal is like, I have to work out every single day and lose 15 pounds in the next 3 months, like that's not going to be something that is going to be beneficial for you. Start out with something small. Like you said, it's like pick one day a week and do some sort of workout for 30 minutes. Start out with that. And I'm sure what happened with your sister is she realized how good it made her feel, and it motivated her to want to include that more in her week. You know, it's like when you start feeling that motivation of like, this makes me feel so good, it then like you want it to be more of your routine. You make time for it, you make it work, and the sacrifice of like getting up at 5 a.m. becomes also a benefit, because it's like, this makes me feel so much better about myself and I feel better about my day. So yeah, I love that. Start small, set yourself a small attainable goal that you know you can do, and it's going to be crazy how it will just evolve into something that is even more than that.
Lastly, what I want to like kind of leave this off on is like, I want to know like your like key parts of your daily routine, like maybe your morning routine, night routine, like for your like fitness, health, or whatever it is. Like take us through it. I love to hear other people's like morning routines and stuff.
So here's the thing. I wish that I had this awesome aesthetic morning routine. Like literally, I feel like TikTok is so hard because I watch people and I'm like, oh my gosh, you get to do that every day. Like that's beautiful. Like that is amazing. So this is my dream morning routine. It doesn't always happen because with a toddler, it's like, you never know. They could sleep until 8. They could wake up at 6:30 and you're just like lucky if you get the morning. But wake up, get out of bed, immediately go to my skincare routine. Like that is the first thing I want to do, because that's kind of the most important thing for me to start my day. And I'm like, if I have any seconds to do anything, I want to do this. Do my quick skincare routine. And I mean, it's quick. Wash the face, apply a couple of my moisturizers, maybe curl my eyelashes, and we are like good to go. I love to put my workout like outfit on right when I wake up, because I feel like it just gets me ready and prepares my body of like, okay, we are going to move, whether it's 5 minutes or we're going to go to an actual workout class, we're going to move. So I pick out my cute workout outfit, put it on. I like to have that on before I get my daughter out of her crib, because then I just feel like it sets the tone. Like if I stay in my pajamas, then I'm definitely going to crawl back into bed and just watch a TV show with her for an hour. So I try to like get my mentality right. But yeah, go wake up my daughter, give her breakfast. I have my little morning smoothie. And then I always like to go do a workout. So whether I go to a class or I stay home and do one of my own workouts, like that is honestly what my dream is for every morning, is to work out the very first thing that I do in the morning. And then I just feel good. I know that I've gotten my thing done. And then the day's crazy. Every day is different. Literally every day is just a freaking whirlwind. I'm like, okay, what did we do? But my my nighttime routine is special. Put my daughter down for her nap or for her bedtime. And then that's like my me time. I love to take a good long shower, maybe a bath, do my full skincare routine, maybe a mask. I mean, that doesn't happen every night. And then hop in bed with my full Stanley cup full of water. It has to be like freezing cold ice water, and we'll watch my show with my husband. And that is like a dream day for me right there. Doesn't always happen like that, but that that's like as aesthetic as it gets over here. But it's a nice day if that happens.
What show are you watching right now? I'm curious.
We are watching White Lotus. Have you guys seen?
I haven't, but I want to start watching it.
It's so good, you guys. You have to watch. So it's season 2 right now. Season 1 was so good. It's cool though, because they're different stories. So it's like different people. So there's one character that does cross over. So I do recommend starting with season 1, but they are so good. They have us hooked, and it sucks because we're watching it in real time. So like we just watched this week's episode and now we have to wait till next week. And
that's
it's just
the
worst.
I hate
know,
that.
it is the
I love
worst.
having them stacked up.
I think we got because that's how it used to be. Like we are so spoiled now that like TV shows will just put out a whole season on Netflix and you're like, sweet, I can binge. Like we're very spoiled now, because I'm like, I remember that's literally the only way we could watch TV. It was like, oh, gotta wait till next week. And that's what we're in right now. So that's a bummer, but it's such a good show. And the last season is like on Sunday. So you guys could literally binge both seasons right now. You are in a good spot.
Okay, I really want to watch it, and I've been debating it, so maybe I'll start it.
Yeah.
You should. It's really good.
Okay. I think with that, we covered so much, and I loved it. Is there anything else you want to chat about?
No, I mean, I feel really good. This was awesome.
Yeah, I loved it. Thank you so much for coming on and talking with us. I love talking like dance with someone, like puts me in my element. And like I said, my mom is like fangirling over this because like she loves Dancing with the Stars. So she's like, she's freaking out.
Oh, well, please tell mom I said hi.
I
love
will.
that. I love it. It's like everyone's moms love the show. It makes me so happy. And they're like, my mom, my grandma. I'm like, please just tell them I love them so much. So please give her a hug and tell her I said hi.
I will. But if you want to let us know really fast where everyone can find you, like what's your Instagram, what's like the program called, let everyone know.
Yep. So you can follow me personally on Instagram, TikTok, everything at Lindsay Arnold. And then my workout program on Instagram and on TikTok is at the Movement Club. And you can sign up at movementclub.com. So that's how you can find everything.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Bye,
I'm so glad we got to chat.
Thank you.